Closing beat, everybody. Happy Thursday. How you doing today? Hope you're having a good day out there. We'll be a little bit shorter today with you. We've got class tonight for our customers, but we're financial advisors here at Jazz Wealth. We put on this show every day just to update our customers, as well as those of you that like to pay attention, see what the markets did for the day. And so we'll cover all of that tonight. Our class for customers happens to be on a more detailed look at the investments that we manage here for our clients. If you'd like to check them out, you go to jazzwealth.com. And it's under events, or under portfolios. You can see our different portfolios we manage there. We're going to go over those tonight, and we're going to go over some extra geeky stuff, of course, as I love to do for those of you that are interested. So that'll be tonight at 8 o'clock. Hope you join us there. Sorry for the noise. There's like gale force winds coming through. I mean, like 50-mile-an-hour gusts at the moment, blowing everything over. So you're hearing a lot of the squeaks and stuff from the, whatever they call that, pressure vent or whatever. If you don't know, we do not have a traditional financial advisor office. We're actually in a warehouse. We built TV studios instead of building an office. So when our customers come by, if you do come by, you're actually hanging out on a TV set. And we just thought we'll do that so that we can constantly educate our customers. So I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, a couple things here. First of all, thank you to Tammy, brought by this super cool jazzy M&M dispenser. You go like this. It plays little music and it drops out some M&Ms, so we're gonna get that filled up and it'll probably be emptied out pretty quick. So thanks, Tammy, for bringing that by. Also, congratulations to Matt N. I'm gonna start pointing out some of these things our customers are doing. Matt N is one of our clients, and he has officially paid off his student loans, a $2,000 a month payment. The man is 32 years old, and what's he working on now? Building wealth, man. He's got the debt behind him. He's ready to build on wealth there. I am happy to help. I love talking about that all day long. And your jazz song of the day is going to be brought to you by one of our customers, Marcus. It's Carmel by Joel Sample. I mean, just a killer song, and the bass line. If you happen to be a bass player, you would love the way that song starts, and of course the bass line throughout the song. Anyways, you're here to talk about the market, so let's do it. You got the Dow higher by 89. That's a new record. S&P 11 points, closing at a record, but didn't close at a record high. NASDAQ 63 points on the day. I mean, just killer there. Let's take a look here. So you got the S&P on the chart, hitting the new record high today. Looking good. Everything is just real strong. This impressive reversal that nobody probably expected. I mean, I don't know many people that did. The NASDAQ sitting at record highs as well. Up 6.7% year to date, by the way. Today it outperforms the S&P. Year to date it's outperformed the S&P, and just really strong there. The Russell 2000 was your weakest area today, so I've got some alerts and stuff set there, but that was the weakest area. And the Dow, I believe that was a record high. I believe that was a record high, but the Russell was the weakest out of the group, and it is still up about 0.5% on the year, but that's not much considering you got about 3% of the S&P, 7% coming up on the NASDAQ there, so the Russell continues to underperform. What happened? I mean, what happened overnight? We were up over 200 points on the Dow overnight, actually. The coronavirus officially taking the back seat. We're back to talking about trade again, believe it or not. China says, you know what, we're going to cut the tariffs in half on the $75 billion of retaliatory tariffs that they put on us, and we're going to cut those tariffs officially on Valentine's Day as a nice gesture towards us there. So everybody's focused on trade. Not that the coronavirus has disappeared, but what's happening on Wall Street, they like to quantify everything. You might get that feeling from me that that's my background, and I like to have, stats and everything. Well, Wall Street does the same thing, and the analysts on Wall Street right now are kind of working together, and what they're doing is looking at the growth rate of the coronavirus, the number of people infected with the coronavirus. And that growth rate is actually declining. Now, it's still growing, but we're growing at a rate of only 15% a day, whereas we were growing over 100% a day when this thing first started late January. So not a lot of data there, but analysts are tracking that, and they see that day by day the growth rate is decelerating, and so that's why the coronavirus is becoming less and less of an issue there. Again, it's still growing. We're just growing at about 15% rate versus much higher. Also, our weekly jobless claims came out today, 9-month low. All's looking good there, so everybody's happy with that. Tomorrow you have the unemployment rate and all the great things that come along with it. That'll be a market mover for sure. So you'll want to pay attention to that. In the Dow, you've got Boeing, one of the leaders today. So Boeing, about 341.50 where it traded out there. We'll cover the details of that in a second. Microsoft trading up at 2% higher today, just ever extending itself, starting to get kind of extended there. Those are your outperformers in the Dow. In the S&P, you're going to have names like Twitter with earnings results there. Great gap fill pop today, up 15%. We'll cover that. Cardinal Healthcare hitting new highs as well. And Cognizant, CTSH is the symbol. Amazing day, up 10%. Those are your outperformers in the S&P 500. After hours, you've got results from T-Mobile USA. TMUS is the symbol. Closed up about 1% on the day, and after hours, I don't have it here for you. I believe it was basically flat. Someone can help me with that if you get a second. But T-Mobile coming out with earnings. They beat on earnings, beat on revenue. Solid growth overall. So solid growth at this point. They've got solid growth numbers looking good. The focus is really on the Sprint decision. That's the main thing that they've got going on right now. We just don't have any answer for that. So I think that's what everybody's kind of focused on. You got Pinterest reporting after hours as well. There you go. So Pinterest up 5% on the day, on the close. Beat on earnings, beat on revenue, look really good. And after hours, it's up 16%, trading up here at $26.74. So back above what is the beginnings of the 200-day moving average. Remember, this is a new stock, but good earnings report. So look good for Pinterest there. We'll go on over to Uber, since these are your after hours reporting companies. Uber is, it's not even up $1. It's been sort of fluctuating back and forth after hours here. Gained a little bit on the day. Looks like it's going to add about 2% after hours here. So a small uptick to about $38 at the moment. They lost less than expected. Now, they lose a ton of money now. If there's anybody that knows how to lose money at the moment, it's Uber. They lost $8.5 billion in 2019. So these guys know how to lose money. But it wasn't as bad as expected. Growth rate seems to be accelerating in terms of revenue. And so, other than that, people were pretty positive about a company that's losing a few less, millions, I guess, in this case, than they were before. Uber Eats continues to be a weak spot. If you look through the earnings, you're going to find about a $314 million loss there still with Uber Eats. They know that. They're working on it, so I wouldn't give them a hard time for that. If you're an investor in Uber, you are optimistic about what's happened, but it's tough. I mean, God bless them. If there's one small dip in the overall economy, I mean, I don't know. I don't have much to offer there. Hey, Wynn reporting earnings after hours was down a little bit. Now back to the flat line there, probably waiting for the conference call. So that's about all I can offer you there. If we go to crude oil today, it was up over 2% last night when we got the news of the trade tariffs and everything. That started to help. We get the coronavirus data, which comes out overnight, by the way, because it's coming from China. So good news there. However, crude oil only finished up about 0.5% on the day. You have the, how do you say it? So it's not OPEC. I think in the scroller below I just put OPEC. But what it is the panel that meets for OPEC. So what they did is they got together and they said, look, we're going to have to cut production to some amount. Now, Saudi Arabia already wanted to cut 1 million barrels a day. That was the number they went in with. It looks like they're agreeing on about 600,000 barrels a day at the moment. Russia was one of the lone holdouts. They said, we need more time. Russia usually does that, by the way, if you track this stuff. And so they're looking at about a 600,000 barrel cut. That was a little bit under what everybody else was hoping for and expecting. And so oil got a little bit of pressure throughout the day as we got that news. Now, oil in general, I don't know if you follow oil, but this sucker's down $11 on the year. These guys know they have to do something. They know demand is going to be lower thanks to the virus. So they're going to cut some amount. Look for that announcement. But 600,000 barrels seems to be where they're agreeing on at the moment. If they do happen to all agree, this will take place immediately once they do agree. And as of now, they're talking about going through June. So it would be a cut of production per 600,000 barrels per day through June, if you happen to pay attention to that. Now, because of that, you had a little bit of pressure on some of the oil explorers and the service stocks if you're looking around. And a nice bounce yesterday, just retreating a little bit from there. ExxonMobil also pulling back after that little bounce yesterday. Not a big deal. I think just a little bit there, not too much of a problem. And any energy-related ETFs also saw a little weakness, a lot of it coming from those oil service companies that took the brunt of the hit there. So that's oil. You go over to communication services, by the way, up over 4% year to date. Twitter's going to be one of the main focuses there. They reported earnings, everything looking good for them. They did miss on earnings, but revenues were really strong, and average revenue per user obviously was good. A lot of great metrics here for Twitter, so almost, I think, a well-deserved pop on the day to fill the gap there. So in communication services, that's going to be the one of the names there. ATVI has earnings. They did come out with earnings. I believe it was a little bit lower on the day. Sorry again about the noise. It's just so windy. There's nothing I can do. I mean, I'm serious. You could have a kite fly you as windy as it is outside. Activision is actually up about 2.5% after hours, trading at 61.75. So looking good. Good. I love it. We happen to own that one, so that's a good boost for us there. They reported earnings just after hours. I don't have them for you because they just came out before we started. You've got Alphabet, had a good day as well. Remember, Alphabet's two classes of shares make up about 20% of the XLC, so that's that one. And Take-Two Interactive, what a full recovery. This is just the market that we're in, by the way. You see a little bit of a drop, you get a full recovery right away. Take-Two Interactive up 6%. Yesterday they were lower because they lost their vice president, who was in charge of most of the Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto. Nobody cares. Today it's as if nothing happened. We've been seeing the same thing in the overall stock market. Financials testing the idea of a breakout today, unable to get anything really serious started. It was one of those days, stock market-wise. All the excitement was overnight, and we just had a hard time really continuing with that throughout the day. I think a lot of people are questioning this market still. Basic materials. I think Basic Materials, if you are looking at this sector, gets the comeback award week over week, right? So obviously a big down week, and then this week so far, just an incredible recovery rally there, like the rest of the stock market, but this one sticks out to me. And if you look inside the Basic Materials, by the way, the number of stocks in this category making new highs is really starting to increase there. That stood out to me when I was looking. Industrials today, almost back to new highs there. This is going to be on that Boeing pop. The news out of Boeing was that the FAA found a wiring issue there when they were looking through, obviously hoping to get the 737 MAX back up into the air. And but the FAA said it was not a big deal. They actually would approve it. It's a simple fix, not too big of a deal. So they're on schedule for the sort of midsummer, early summer, hopefully getting those planes back into the air and putting that behind us. So we'll see. Industrials up about 3.5% on the year already. Ready for this? Tech stocks up at the highs here, 0.9% gain on the day. That's 9.5% on the year. Well, we've said that before. The tech stocks are leading the way here, and that continues. So tech stocks just nice and strong there. Not much more to say. What else is new, right? And then there you go, consumer staples hitting new highs as well. A couple of the standouts are going to be earnings related. Philip Morris, a wild day for Philip Morris. Beat on earnings. They did lower their guidance, as did Estee Lauder, which did beat on earnings. They lowered their guidance, all coronavirus related. Estee Lauder did comment on that. And that's natural, right? I mean, we're all kind of adjusting to that. And then utilities flirting with new highs yet again. It did pull back just a little bit, but still looking pretty strong there. And that's your sector update for the day. A little bit more than we usually do, I would say. 66% of the stocks in the S&P 500 are above the 50-day moving average. That really hasn't changed day over day. Kind of no real change there. You got 57 new highs. And that's covering 8 different sectors. I'll go back to IBM again. IBM did pop to new highs today, basically closed the day flat. We talked about this yesterday, that, well, this will be day one. But we said, okay, we looked at this to see every time IBM actually has more than a 10% rally in a 5-day period. It's 14 other times that's happened. 5 days later, the stock averages a decline of about 1%. And it didn't quite get started today, but today is only day one. This still remains one of the, has the lowest value, even at this price. IBM, if you're a fundamental trader, one of the lowest valuations out there, one of the highest yields out there. You just happen to have to like it after such an extended price move there. We'll see. We went over some of the stats on that one yesterday. I would kind of think it would pull back a little bit, but hey, that's my opinion. I don't like to go too crazy there. FMC, 6% gain on the day, a little bit extended for you counter trend people if you like that sort of thing. We mentioned Cardinal Health. That was one of your 52-week highs as well. Cardinal Health was earnings related, beat on earnings by 30 cents, really strong. And the M&M thing just blinked at me. I didn't even think there were, okay, that's weird. I didn't even think there were batteries in there, but that thing just blinked a blue light at me. Okay, that's weird. It's haunted. Anyways, Cardinal Healthcare raised their guidance. All look really good there. The healthcare stocks is just, there's no real reason for anybody to be scared of them at the moment until one of, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren sort of thing starts to take off in the national polls, and it just hasn't happened yet. You also had home builders hit new highs as well. Toll Brothers, we happen to own it. We're happy with that. It's extended. I'm okay if it doesn't do anything here. That Pulte Homes did not, but Lennar did hit new highs as well. And so there you have it. Also, new IPO today. Hey, these guys lose money too. Casper came out at the low end of their range. They priced at $12 today, did close above that. A slight gain, I guess, on the day there. They were at 17 to 19. They priced yesterday 12 to 13, meaning they lowered their expectations for their IPO price. Probably a good thing that they did that. The stock basically initial pop and then sold off throughout the day. These guys lose. Well, no, at this price, the company is worth basically $1 billion. So $1 billion market cap on a company that loses money a lot like Uber, just not as much. And Bitcoin touched your 10,000. Talked about that yesterday. We don't talk about Bitcoin much, but Bitcoin hit the 10,000 number. And it poked up there today. Didn't finish the day there. And that's what you have for that. Let's take a look. CBOE tomorrow for earnings. AbbVie, if you happen to be looking into that. That's pretty much it. A couple Chinese names in the mix there. Dividends coming out tomorrow. Helmerich Payne, HP is the symbol, 71 cents. And American Electric paying out 70 cents. That'll do the trick. I love it. I'll see if I can help you with some of your questions, and then I'll get out of the way here. I'm not messing with Tesla. No. I saw Tesla wiggling around today. I mean, those are wide ranges for that stock. You notice that? Now it moves $100 like it's no big deal. Wide ranges. Be very careful there. I've heard some horror stories over the last couple of days. Building wealth with M1, your knowledge impaired. Oh, cool. I love it, man. You like the oil stuff. Okay. If you're using a taxable account, you may, as your account grows, you want to consider should you really use that account to do that? But for just learning, I love it. Get out there and do it. Time in the chair, time pressing the button always helps. Yep. You can't legalize without, oh, you guys are talking to somebody else. I see you. I see you. Hey, we're going to do that tonight, by the way. I know not a lot of our customers can make it for our live class, but we're going to start a new trend here. What we're going to do is we're going to cover everything we need to cover. So we're going to get down to business today, cover all the portfolios, all the geeky stuff I put together for you, and then we're going to move on and talk about some trades and get more detailed, because I know a lot of you want to know about this stuff. I can't say it publicly, but I can say it in the class, so just got approved to do that. So we'll go deeper. We'll talk about some of these trades, maybe some strategies and things you can use if you're thinking about doing this, because a lot of our customers, and I totally understand this, and I thank you for doing this. It's hard to get one customer, so I appreciate those of you that joined us, but a lot of our customers have said, look, Dustin, you do the retirement. I don't want to mess with that. I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to deal with it, but I do like to trade, and I do want to get out there and trade, and so I have a lot of customers that do that. So I think we'll expand and do like a two-part thing for every one of our weekly classes. We'll get down to business first, then we'll have a drink and hang out, and we'll talk about some different things going on that we can expand on from here if you like that idea. Leave a comment if you happen to be a customer and that works for you. That'll help me out. I don't do the biotechs too much. I have to with some of our portfolios. I don't like it. It's the one thing that does cause me to lose sleep. I just don't like biotechs there. I don't like Pfizer technically, if I had to pick one. And I wouldn't pick AbbVie ahead of earnings. Their earnings come out tomorrow. Well, you can't pick it at this point. But earnings coming out tomorrow, and it's typically a volatile one. So these really bug me. I don't pretend to know as much about these as I do other stocks there. Yeah. You got it. Makes more sense to buy. Oh, you guys are talking to each other. Okay, I'm out. I love it. All right, I'll wrap it up there. And we'll be back tonight, of course. We'll talk about anything you guys want to talk about later in the Wine and Wealth class. So grab a drink. Come join me later tonight. I apologize for the noise again, but it shouldn't be that way tomorrow. I think there's a storm rolling through tonight, and then it's all done down here in what is now windier than Chicago, Florida. I'm going to go throw away this M&M thing because it keeps blinking at me, and now the colors are changing. So something is severely amiss there because I don't remember that when I was a kid. I had one of these. I did not do that when I was a kid. Enjoy.
Hey, wait! Before you go watch one of our other great videos, have you had a chance to see our new FinTips videos? They focus on one topic at a time, covering investing, personal finance, and anything that can quickly help you with your dough. Best of all, we'll keep it real short, because we know time is money.
Why should you choose Jazz Wealth as your retirement or long-term investing service? Our portfolios are managed by us, not some faceless mutual fund manager. Our private classes will teach you everything about investing and getting your dough straight. Best of all, our fiduciary standard means your best interest comes before ours.